What you need to do is be thankful for the life you got, you know what I'm saying?
They send pressure. They feel the Vades in trouble. Stiff arm, throws. How did he do it in the first down?
Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught. It's a miracle. It's Brown. Oh, my goodness. This town is going crazy.
Protected. Another completion. Another short one. Bouncing off the tackle is Montgomery. What a catch and run. Still going.
Welcome everyone to What's the Play. I am your host Corey, joined as always by other co-host Lucas. Lucas, how are you tonight?
Man, the season absolutely flew by. Some of those clips, only a couple months ago, the season absolutely flew by. I can't believe it. Already in the playoffs.
I know, it's crazy.
A little bit sentimental right now. It's unbelievable how quick the season went by.
You know, as I was sitting there watching the intro, because we haven't been on stream in a while, I can't believe I messed up, and I probably didn't add in the best play, in my opinion, all year, which was Saquon doing that behind the back, like jumped over a dude. That was maybe, other than the Odell thing, which has kind of been repeated a few times, that's maybe the wildest play I've ever seen in my entire life.
It could be a next year's clip.
Yeah.
Later in the postseason, but the season flew by.
Man, I tell you what, adding that intro, I really feel like kind of upped the game for the podcast here, and just gets me hype every time that thing starts going.
Usually does, but now I'm a little bit sad.
Yeah, we don't have too many.
Weekend.
Yeah, we don't have too many of these left, so we gotta really
enjoy it while we can.
Yep.
We're really at the end right here.
At the end, which just means we got to finish strong, and that's what we're planning to do.
That's what we'll do. We'll finish strong.
Let's just start, maybe a little casual here tonight. Since we kind of I don't think we did any shows in December. Both our schedules just didn't really work out, being away with family and things like that. So. Tell me how, Thanksgiving over Christmas went for you.
The futures just finally hit. I had a very nice return on futures. I'm very happy about that. I think it was plus 19 units just on futures. Ooh. So I spent a lot of time over the summer, and it definitely paid off. 49ers missing the playoffs was a very big blow to me. That was like a 12-unit swing. If the 49ers would have made the playoffs, that would have been a huge lotto. But overall, futures, couldn't be happier with how that turned out. 19 units just on futures.
What was the odds on that? Because you had division winners, right? That's what it was?
Plus 1,100.
Yeah, on a division winner, right?
Yeah, I needed the 49ers. Well, just to make the playoffs. But
just playoffs.
Well,
okay.
I had two different lottos that the 49ers killed, but
yeah, that
was a killer, but
they unfortunately got plagued by the injury bug, and it just was never going to happen for them.
Mike Evans was outstanding on Sunday. I got the 1,000 yards. I cashed the under, cashed a couple of little parlays.
Yeah, I missed.
It's been very good to me the past couple weeks.
I missed, unfortunately, some of the. Well, I didn't play Mike Evans straight up yards, but I did do the one that was like the over. What was it? Over 60 or something, but under 100. I can't remember what it was, or maybe it was.
I did 80 plus and then under 100.
That's what it was. It was 80 plus but under 100. Yeah.
The books ate with Mike Evans.
Yeah,
had the 90 plus and he got 89 yards.
The other one,
80 plus.
The other one I missed of yours that actually a little irritated was the Triple Crown one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was that a future, or did you place that last week?
No, that was a future. I placed it a few weeks ago.
That's why I don't remember that, because I was like, when the hell did you place it? Because that was one of your bigger bets.
Yeah. That was just a few weeks ago that I placed it.
Yeah, I missed that one.
beginning of December, but
Yep. Great play there. The sharpest one, in my opinion, was that Mike Evans 80.
yeah, I feel a little big brain about that one.
Yeah,
80
man.
plus and under 100.
The old wheelbarrow carrying the balls on that one, man. That was crazy. Very, very sharp.
That's probably the coolest moment of the season, actually. Mike Evans getting 1,000 yards.
Yep.
Because it was not looking like he was going to get it. They had to get a defensive stop. And, of course, every other situation, you'd kneel at the ball, but
Yeah.
chose not
No,
to
you're
kneel
gonna,
it.
you're gonna get him.
Give him a chance.
You know
got
the
it.
thing I didn't.
That's one of the coolest moments never seen.
The thing I thought was so stupid and I didn't understand was people bitching on Twitter or X or whatever.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, there was people
We're
complaining.
not kneeling it.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, garbage, 1,000 yards, blah blah blah." I was like, "Dude,
I
who
have seen
cares?
things like that.
Everyone's gonna do that. Shut the fuck up." Like, what do you expect them to do? Like, can you imagine just not even trying there? Like, that'd be even a bigger dick move by the Bucks, in my opinion. So, yeah, very cool moment. I was watching that one live.
I don't get nervous very often betting, but that time I was nervous for Mike Evans
Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna get the ball
because
back.
they lined up and then the Saints called a timeout. Like, who's getting the ball here.
I thought they were gonna
knows
double
what's
cover him.
happening right
I
here.
thought they were gonna double or
Yeah.
triple cover him. And
So that's probably the number one moment for my season.
yeah,
Catching Mike Evans 1,000 yards.
do you think they let him catch that on purpose, or it was just a?
It honestly seemed like it.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too. I didn't know how big a dicks the Saints were going to be about it, but I mean, either way,
We all knew what was happening.
yeah, good for him. You know, and then
Yeah,
obviously,
but good for Mike Evans.
yeah,
11
really good.
straight seasons of 1,000 yards. People are trying to undermine that, but 2 people have done it ever.
Him
11
and Jerry.
straight seasons with 1,000 yards.
So, yeah, overall, pretty great season, I think, in terms of just, well, there were some really great games. I know we talked about maybe middle of the season that there were some rough times early on there with just watchability of the games and things like that. But
Yeah.
we've definitely kind of started to swing back up here with quality games. One of my big brain moves that I didn't even play was the under in that Lions Vikings game.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What'd I say that? I think I said that on like Thursday or something like that. I'm like, I like the under a lot.
56.5.
Oh my God. It was free. It was so free. And I didn't even play it.
Yeah, I
was
did not
never a
expect that
sweat.
to hit, to be honest.
After that happened, I felt so sharp, but I felt so stupid because I didn't do anything.
It
with
doesn't
it.
matter if you don't place the bet.
Yeah,
You can say whatever.
So, other than that,
It's supposed to be the game of the year. It wasn't quite that.
Yeah, no. And the reason I thought it was going to go under was exactly what happened, which was there was so much on the line that I thought the play calling was going to be just a little tight and the players would come out feeling that way because of their coaches all week would have been stressing just how important this game is. Because, it's the first time I think ever, right, that a 14-win team is, not with the number one seed. So it's really unfortunate for the Vikings in a lot of ways, but that's one thing I like a little more about NFL in some aspects compared to college is you just don't see a lot of people bitching about seeding when it comes to the NFL, right? Like,
We have now.
you have a little
14
bit, right?
games and go on the road first week.
First time in what?
It's pretty unfortunate. Have to win 14 games and go on the road.
First time in how many years though? 70 or something? Ever,
I don't know if
really.
it's ever happened.
But I was just
Not
thinking,
since
how
I
many,
watched.
what Super Bowl are we on? I don't even know. What's the number?
Is this 60 or something like that? It's like 59.
That's why I was saying
I'm
70.
not sure.
What Super Bowl is this year? LIV. So,
Don't
50.
know my Roman
Yeah, I don't
numerals.
know my Roman numerals very well. I think that's
Like
50.
58 maybe.
Yeah, I think that's 50. Oh, that's 56.
56.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is like the first time in 56 years this has ever happened. So most people kind of accept the seeding that people get. So, and I think that's fair. The games have to matter. And but obviously you just don't have that schedule difference between, an easy team or a team that's supposedly got a harder schedule or whatever compared to the college football. So,
Can't play Jacksonville State.
yeah, or Mercer. So I don't know. I'm glad, since we're kind of talking about this, what was your impression of the first 12-team college football playoff?
As you were saying that, I was thinking about the seeding, how people have problems with the seeding.
Yeah.
Like Penn State probably had the easiest road out of anyone to the to the semifinal round.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of teams would rather play SMU and then
Boise.
And Boise. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they might switch that up where
I actually have
buys.
You saw a lot of people
teams get a bye rather than conference champions.
You saw a lot of people bitching about the blowouts in the first round, but personally, I don't think I kind of expected blowouts. That's just the nature of the beast. You let more teams in, and people already knew, at least I did, that when you're talking about the top 5 teams versus 6 through 12, there is a difference in college football, and that you're going to get there's going to be a big difference in that scoring. I think my personal opinion on that was, I think Oregon kind of got fucked in the seeding.
Oh, Oregon definitely did.
But you know what?
I get rewarded for going undefeated.
And you know what I think? But I think the way that you fix that, and that would get rid of the complaints, is those semifinal games need to be home games as well. Because if Oregon was playing Ohio State at home, do you think people would have been really complaining about that they had a harder matchup? Probably not, because there would have been, that's quite the advantage for Oregon. Now, obviously, it didn't seem – would that have made a difference? I don't know, because Ohio State absolutely murdered them. But
the game would have been closer, but
I think so. I think it would have been closer. But my real point with this is, why the fuck are we letting these suit bowl people dictate this shit? They don't need to. The NFL has home games for their playoffs. Why? Because they kind of care about their fans. So why can't college football do the same fucking thing? You're expecting these fans to spend all of this money for, think of Oregon, for instance, or even Ohio State. Well, Ohio State, no, but Oregon, right? They were in the conference championship game, and then they would have had to potentially buy tickets for that first, or for the semifinals, assuming they won, which they didn't, but you would have then had, more games. If you're making those games at home, it's so much better for the fans. It's going to be so much better for the experience. And I think only after that, when you're down to the last 4, make those a bowl game. Make those 2 game bowls, and then the championship game is just the championship game, just like the Super Bowl is. So I don't know. We'll see what they're going to do to fix it. Thank God the SEC kind of showed its ass in the playoff stuff. The best thing, Alabama, who tried, and don't let anyone fucking fool you, they tried in their bowl game, lost to Michigan, who did not. So Michigan had more top-tier talent on their team set out than Alabama did. So they did not deserve to be in there. Wins have to matter. I'm sorry. It's just, don't lose to fucking 6-6 Oklahoma, and you're probably in. So overall, I think the playoffs were great. Man, I think I was so close. I thought Arizona State was going to knock off Texas. Oh God. That was a great game. I think we got a pretty good matchup that we'll touch on moving forward. But I want to start with the NFL and the wild card weekend.
You want to start with college? Got Orange Bowl, Cotton Bowl? Because I'm ready to bet Ohio State. I'm just getting bet Ohio State to win it all. was looking around trying to find the best odds. Now it's like -1. No, it's -130 there, but
Here
it's
we go.
-140 earlier.
So we got 2 games to bet on. We got Notre Dame, Penn State, and we got Ohio State, Texas. Man, I just can't. I don't know how you aren't just hammering Notre Dame here. We talked about this all season. You know, big game James fucking pulls his pants down in every big game he ever has. You know, I think I'm sure if I go back on my notes here, I can find the stat about. I think he was like 1-7 or something like that. But I mean, it's just terrible. And don't try and spin me that Boise State was a big game. I mean, come on, it wasn't.
I would say it was.
It was a bigger game for Boise than it was Penn State. I'm sorry. That was probably like the biggest fuck up in the playoff, in my opinion, is how they thought that Boise was the 3 seed there. I'm fine getting the bye with the playoff thing. But they were not better than Arizona State. They just weren't. They're a G5 team, and they don't – I'm sorry. They never will be – never should ever, 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 ever be ranked over a Power 5 team. That's like saying that some 22-0 team from the Sun Belt in the NCAA tournament should be ranked over, higher than like a 18 and whatever, team that was a Power 5. That doesn't make sense. They don't play the same schedules. It's not even close. And I know you're kind of borderlining with this whole, strength of schedule stuff, but really with the Power 5, that's still kind of inflated. But when you're talking about these G5s versus Power 5, they're just not close at all. I did find the stat. James Franklin is 3-18 versus top 10 teams and 1-9 versus OSU, but this isn't OSU. So really,
well, you can update that now.
Yeah. So now it's 3-19. So yeah, he just, Notre Dame here is number 7. The thing I can't get over is this Drew Aller is supposed to be this big time quarterback. And I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I haven't seen it all year.
I do see it.
You think Drew Aller? Oh, that's interesting.
I see it sometimes. Not all the time, but
so you do like sometimes.
I think he's got to come out to the NFL draft this year.
You think he's going to come out?
I think he should. I don't know if he's going to or not. I don't know if he's NFL ready, but he's going to be drafted maybe top 5 if he does come out.
I would.
If I was his agent, I think I'm saying come out to the draft this year.
What round do you think he'd be taken in? Second? Surely not. I would.
No, he'd be first round.
You think he's a first round guy?
If he comes out this year, yeah, he's going top 10.
Wow.
I think he'd be the 3rd quarterback taken.
That's interesting. You feel that way. That's very interesting.
NFL teams are absolutely going to fall in love with him.
I mean, I think
he's got the arm, he's got the body, he's like 6'5" or something.
I just don't think he's done it. I don't think he's done enough on the field to prove anything. So I think he would be a 2nd round guy.
If he wins tomorrow, he's really going to skyrocket his draft stock.
He could. He very well could. Yeah, I agree. But I don't see him winning. James Franklin pisses down his leg every single time this happens. In my opinion, it's Notre Dame. I think I
just like the under there. Under 45.5.
That's actually my favorite play. Let me grab my phone and pick it here. I'm a dog out too. Yeah, I like the under there. And again, the under, in my opinion, just goes because I don't see Aller moving the ball super effectively, or Penn State. So I think they're gonna try and run, pass.
Yeah.
Run, pass. And, Notre Dame's offense has stalled quite a bit this year at times. Here's the breakdown if you want it. So the money line is actually pretty well right down the middle, 50-50. for the spread, essentially 56% of the money or the bets is on Penn State and making up 64% of the money. For the total, everyone's pounding the under. It's pretty
good.
Pretty popular there, but
yeah, I think that total moved anyways. I think it moved a couple points.
It did show that graph. I didn't look at that. Yes, it has gone down.
I mean, I still like it at 45.5. I feel like.
Yeah, it's actually interestingly enough, this is showing that it's back at what it was at what the line first opened.
Okay.
Yeah, so it went down, swung the other way, and then now it's back to open. Interesting. I never looked to see what it was when it opened. I guess probably a week ago now, but are you saying that you like Penn State in this spot, or you're on Notre Dame?
I'm saying I like Ohio State either way. Whoever they play. Ohio State's going to beat Texas, whoever they play. Penn State or Notre Dame. I like Ohio State. So does everybody else there. Minus 130 to win it all.
Is Ohio State not a ladder spot?
What do you mean by that?
I think you could play them up to 14.
Oh, okay.
I think if you
like them that much against Texas.
Yeah, I think they blow the fuck out of 5.5.
You think they win by 2 touchdowns?
Oh yeah. I think they win by 17 at least.
So you know what? Play the minus 5.5 and then play minus 13.5.
Yes. Yep. I think the reason
you like Ohio State that much.
Oh yeah.
I sort of like them to win. I'm not sure about covering, but I would certainly not bet Texas in that.
You know why I like Ohio State that much is it's because of what I've seen out of Texas, which is nothing. Texas, no one has talked about how soft Texas's schedule was. Now, everyone bitched about Indiana's schedule, but Texas was right there too. Now, yeah, Texas was loaded and is and always will be loaded with 5-star talent. But guess what? That's Texas through and through, the most underachieving fucks for years. Now, obviously, they're here in the playoffs. Good for them. I think Sark's got them way better than they've ever been. But you're catching an Ohio State team that is like lightning right now. They are clicking when they should be clicking. And
who's
meanwhile,
Ohio State.
What?
Who's going to beat Ohio State?
Exactly. Texas. You know what this reminds me of? It's like the game where Cardale Jones came in for Ohio State and everyone's like counting them out. And then they just pounded Wisconsin. Was it Wisconsin, I think? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they pounded Wisconsin, and then they went on to win the championship.
That team was absolutely loaded.
Yeah. So is this team.
It's right Ezekiel Elliott did the entire way.
Yep. I think you're catching Ohio State at the absolute wrong time right now.
I'm with you.
And I just haven't – I mean, as much as I like Arizona State had all the chances to win that game and should have won it. So
they really should have won it.
They should have won that game. There was some complaining I saw about that non-call targeting thing. Yeah, that's bad. But there was one before that an Arizona State guy just absolutely blew up a Texas dude, which should have been a targeting too. So I don't know. It's whatever. My thought is it kind of went both ways. So whatever was fair. Maybe just don't blow the coverage on 4th and 13 and you win the fucking game. So, I personally, I'm playing Notre Dame. And I don't know what the odds are. We obviously always say shop around when it comes to lines, but I don't know how you don't play, Ohio State up here to minus 13.5. I think they just absolutely steamroll Texas.
I'm looking at the future for them.
Yeah.
Minus 125 on Bet365, the best odds I see.
To win it all. Or?
Yeah.
That's awful odds. Jesus.
Because on the look-aheads, they're like minus 7.5, I think, against both Penn State and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Not sure they still have it. Oh, minus 9.5 against Penn State, minus 8.5 against Notre Dame.
Here we
So I
go.
mean, obviously we're gonna want to play for the national championship game, but if you slam Ohio State right now, when they're
Yeah.
minus 350 money line,
You know, and if you don't like those plays, you know, personally, I just would play Ohio State, Notre Dame money line. I mean, that's plus 166. That's great odds there. So,
kind of lean Penn State to be honest, but I like the under more than anything there.
yeah, same thing. It's going to be 166 either way if you do under, which I'm 100% there with you there on the under. Maybe the under is a safer play. I just don't see points there. I don't know. There's a lot of things you could do there. That's just, you know, these are just our opinions. So again, James Franklin, 3-19 against top 10 teams. I just can't get that out of my mind. I can't. So that's kind of all I got for college. Like I said, I'm probably gonna play Ohio State at the line it is. Shop around. You may find a 4.5. I doubt it.
It's already moving to 6 some places, so don't think so.
Yeah, the best I see for Texas would be 6.5. Best case for Ohio State is minus 5.5 on Caesars at 105. And then, like I said, I'm likely gonna, if you're gonna do what I'm doing, to play them up to 13.5. Looks like the best play there, or best line there, excuse me, is Bet 365 at 225. Otherwise, FanDuel's 210, MGM's 200, DraftKings is 182, ESPN Bet's 187. So probably, I guess if you're talking safest bet, it's probably what we got on screen right now, under 45.5. And you can always tease this up, right? You know, maybe you want to catch yourself a little bit. Maybe you're okay catching maybe closer to what's 50 points get you. Yeah, if you do 50.5, there you go, plus 116. I don't see that missing at all. That's like a 3U hammer in my opinion right there.
I'm gonna want to do with Ohio State to win it all. I want to slam that. Thought about it all week.
You know me, I hate futures.
I mean, it's only for another week.
Yeah.
When they're gonna be minus 350 or
It's a
worse
shorter,
against
that's a
whoever.
shorter future for sure. You wouldn't have to wait real long on that one.
I mean, then you just get minus 130 for minus 350 money line, assuming they beat Texas.
Yeah.
But according to these odds, Texas is the toughest matchup for them. Or Ohio State compared to Texas or Penn State or Notre Dame. Minus 8.5, minus 9.5.
Yeah.
I mean, either then I'll still probably play Ohio State, but we're a week away from that. Week and a half away.
Wow, you can find, if you really want, I guess it doesn't really get you anything, but I was going to say you can find Notre Dame lines down to 1. Like Caesars has them 110, minus 110 at 1. It's just the regular line. So essentially that's kind of like covering your ass in the 2-point conversion overtime situation. But yeah, like I said, you know, you can either pick Notre Dame money line or the play on the screen. Actually, I'm probably going to lock in. I'll probably check Pickett just to see where the best odds are for that. It may be some more obscure book. I'm seeing best odds at plus 119 on ESPN Bet. Everywhere else is pretty much the same. Your next best is obviously here on FanDuel at 116. So
you're not going to talk me out of betting Ohio State to win it all?
Fuck no. I think they win it all.
Minus 125 on 365.
I think it's Notre Dame. I think it's Notre Dame versus Ohio State.
Yeah, I think that was plus money last week after the Rose Bowl, but obviously people are betting Ohio State to win it all, and I'm with them.
Yep. Like I said, I think the play we got up here on screen, I might put 2.5 units on it. It's a loss I'd be willing to take. I don't don't see it losing. So obviously bet responsibly with your money, as they say. So let's get to wild card weekend. We got
13 games this season, 6 games this weekend.
We got 2 Saturday games. Chargers at the Houston Texans, and the Steelers taking on the Ravens in Baltimore. Let's start with the probably least, could be more exciting game, the Chargers and the Texans. What's kind of your thoughts here?
Yeah, that's the game I can't quite figure out yet. I feel like there's so many different scenarios that this game could go towards. I just can't figure out this game. I don't have anything yet for this game.
Yeah.
Honestly, could just pass on this game entirely. I feel like there's so many different scenarios that this game could go towards.
Do you think Harbaugh reaching the wild card in his first season is a success, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't think the Chargers are going to make the playoffs. That's for sure. I feel like their roster is pretty below average overall.
Yeah, I mean, there's not.
Obviously, I'm a huge Justin Herbert fan. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. But I mean, even like the receivers, like obviously McConkey's nice, but other than that, they don't have any superstars, any star players on offense.
No. There's just not. I mean, when you look at someone like the Texans in terms of like maybe star power or something like that, like Houston's loaded with quality players outside of, CJ Stroud and obviously with Nico Collins. Joe Mixon's a great back. Dalton Schultz, great tight end in my opinion. He's easily top 10, in the league. So I don't know. I mean, maybe the Chargers just come in here and play pretty loose, in my opinion. What, like we said, it was a win that they're even here.
Yeah, I was wrong about the Chargers this year.
And it's actually kind of surprising that they're the favorite, I guess, in my opinion. But maybe I guess it's just because they feel like they're just going to come in and play loose. I don't even know what the betting breakdown on that is. Let's see what Pickett says. But I'm with you. I don't really have a great read on this game. The one thing I've been kicking around is maybe Dobbins receiving yards, I guess, but
I guess I'll pick the Chargers if I had to, but definitely not confident in that.
Yeah, the problem is
this game could go so many different ways.
Yeah,
with these quarterbacks, and
the problem I have is the Chargers are favored, or they're all of the money, all of the bets are on the Chargers, which doesn't really give me a ton of confidence because I don't know. I mean, this year's been a weird one in a lot of ways where the public has been right a lot of times, but I mean, I saw that DraftKings lost like $110 million or something after. Yeah. The only play I've got circled down here is Dobbins receiving yards, and I'm not gonna bet it at the line that it is, because when I was looking at the breakdown in the quarters, first quarter, he's only gone over the line he's at 4 times all season. So my hope is that he just doesn't really catch any balls out of the backfield in that first quarter. And that line could drop to as low as 5. And I think that's just that'd be such a great hammer spot overall. He's gone over, let's just assuming it's down to like 5. He's gone over 5.5 70% of the time this year. So in 3 straight. So I think that's a great spot to get him if you can. Again, I'm not going to lose sleep if I don't get him live. So yeah. We'll move off this game since both of us don't really have a great read or really any plays. I actually made a tweet about this game, Steelers and the Ravens. Let me give me some thoughts on it.
I know you're not huge on the Ravens. I feel like this is a smash spot for the Ravens. I don't know if they kill the Steelers, but I feel like the Steelers have a lot of dysfunction in the locker room. I feel like they've kind of limped to the finish line past month. A little bit surprised we didn't see Justin Fields last week. I think we see at least a handful of plays for Justin Fields this week. Mike Tomlin hinted at it, and probably a couple gimmicky runs on 3rd and 2, and they get stopped short. I can already see that now.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing Justin Fields on a 3rd and 2. We all know what's going to happen. I think he gets a handful of plays, at least.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's not looked very good over the last few games. Offense needs something, some kind of spark.
They need something. Actually, you mentioned that I wasn't high on the Ravens, and you're wrong. I actually do like the Ravens.
Okay.
I understand where that came from because I've kind of shit on them before, but
yeah. They lose on Saturday, then sure, yeah.
Lamar had his best season ever, and I'm right there with you. I was kind of high on Pittsburgh, but something felt weird to me all season, and now it seems like my gut feeling of maybe they were a little fraudulent is maybe true. The Ravens seem to have shook off the aura of not being able to beat the Steelers that last game where they just rolled them. And I think the real big difference with this Ravens team this year compared to other times is that Lamar has help with Derrick Henry and that he maybe doesn't feel that he needs to just do everything. He can take a play or two off by just giving the ball to Henry, and that 52-pound
whatever he is.
Yeah, fucking tank just is going to get 5 yards, right? So, and you've seen that because Lamar hasn't ran as much this year. And for people who didn't see the tweet I put out, this was a legitimate question. This was not like a setup to like shit on anyone. Was that I said if Lamar doesn't make the Super Bowl this year, is his legacy cemented as a choke artist in the playoffs? And then I kind of also caveated that if he loses on Saturday to the Steelers, what then? I kind of got some good comments back. One guy said if he loses to the Steelers, 100% choke artist, sort of thing. But, if he goes on and loses to, say, Mahomes or Allen, then, it's kind of 50-50 in that guy's opinion, which I was kind of right there with him. If you lose to the Steelers here, I'm sorry, you're a choke artist in the playoffs and you're a regular season, princess and just can put up all these cool yards and accolades in the regular season. But when the time matters, you can't come through. I don't really hold it against him, though, losing to, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in Patrick Mahomes. But the only kind of caveat I have on that is the Chiefs haven't looked great this year. They've looked very down to earth. Mahomes has had his worst season ever. So it's like, if you can't beat him now, then win.
We don't have to talk about the Chiefs this week. They're at home this week, resting.
Yeah, they're at home, sitting on a couch. So if you had to ask me, which I will ask you once we get through the games, who's your prediction to make the Super Bowl? I'll just tell you right now, I have the Ravens making the Super Bowl.
I have the Ravens.
Yeah.
I did preseason too.
Yep. I I just think that they have enough in the tank to do it. It's all that has changed with just how great Henry's been this year. Their defense is still, I think it's top.
Good enough.
It's good enough. It's top.
Not as good as last year, but
Yeah,
good
I
enough.
think it's still top 15 though. So obviously metric dependent, but I think overall they're probably still top 15. So I just think they have enough in the tank to do it this year to make the Super Bowl. So
I'm surprised that you think that.
it's
Played
literally
like the
because of
Bills,
Henry.
probably.
It's literally because of Henry. I think he's such a great player, and he takes so much pressure off Lamar that I think he's able to play a little freer. But I want to see him not choke in the playoffs. I want him to play as good as he's played in the regular season. That's what I want. Actually, I was texting my friend group, and one guy says he's not a choke artist. He just gags a lot. And I thought that was kind of funny. But I think I like him to finally kind of shut me up here and show that he's capable of doing it. Yeah. We'll move off the Saturday games. I'm assuming you got obviously Ravens to win. And who did you have here? Chargers?
Not confident, but I said Chargers.
Yeah, you said Chargers. Okay. This is maybe a game that I think is going to surprise some people. The Bills and the Broncos. Is there anything to like in this game, in your opinion?
I teased the Bills with the Ravens. Get them both under a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So you like the Broncos here?
I actually do.
I don't see it, but hope it's an interesting game.
You know why I like the Broncos is because the Broncos have a legitimate defense. And I think they're going to be able to keep the Broncos in it enough. And it's really going to come down to which Bo Nix shows up. Is it like the one who's fucking dialed in and just slinging it around? Or is it going to be the guy who's just throwing picks and way the fuck off? We'll see. If you're the Broncos,
mistakes.
Yep. If you're the Broncos here,
Josh Allen.
Yeah. If I'm the Broncos here, you let Bo Nix just ball the fuck out, because making the playoff, I mean,
they're not running the ball. That's for sure.
You have nothing to lose here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You pull it all out, like, fuck it. Go ball out, Bo. What do we got to lose? We're not supposed to win this game.
I do like that.
Yeah, so
if you lose 35-10, of course you're supposed to lose. You're a rookie in the playoffs.
Yeah, rookie in the playoffs. Probably shouldn't have made the playoffs to begin with.
Maybe shouldn't have made the playoffs.
Yep. You're on the road.
The Bills are very happy they're not playing the Bengals. I can tell you that much.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They would much rather play the Broncos than
Did
the Bengals.
Did you see Travis's comment? Oh, we didn't lose on purpose.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Fuck that, dude. You definitely did. Shut up. You definitely did.
No, you'd much rather play the Broncos than the Bengals than play us. Like,
fuck yeah.
I absolutely guarantee
Fuck
that.
yeah. Because if you play the Bengals, it's as terrible as the Bengals defense is. It only takes like one or two lucky stops and they're up on you, and now you have to fucking score more than them.
Yeah, I wish they did make the playoffs. That would have been, I think, a lot more interesting than seeing the Broncos.
Maybe so. I mean, from like it'll
be a much more fun game to watch. That's for sure. The
NFL, if the NFL was scripted, they would have wanted it that way.
Well, they need to get a lot of help, and they didn't get enough help.
Yep. But you know what? I may be
the Bengals screwed themselves over back in September.
Yeah,
truly. And now they pay the price for it now.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for them. They didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. So
they started the season off pretty shitty.
Yeah.
If they would have beaten the Patriots week 1, here they are in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, that's why I don't feel bad for them. So they got what was coming to them. But I do.
Week 1 game.
I don't know. I don't know. I may be the dumbest person on earth here, but I'm probably gonna sprinkle Denver money line.
I mean, I like that mentality, that fuck it mentality. You don't have anything to lose.
Yeah. So
because you're supposed to lose.
And I'm seeing you can catch them at 9 on MGM.
I'm just a huge Josh Allen fan. I'm allowed to be a Lamar Jackson and a Josh Allen fan. I can be a fan of both. You don't have to pick just one.
So with the debate with the MVP, do you think Lamar is MVP? Like, in your opinion, like if you had a vote?
I mean, yeah, I'd pick Lamar, but I feel like you could make a good case for Joe Burrow or Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Three great options.
Joe Burrow probably would have
I don't
won.
think there's necessarily a right or wrong answer, to be honest.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
can make a case for Joe Burrow or Josh Allen.
Josh Allen had his best season too, but the only problem was so did Lamar.
I mean, yeah, so did Lamar. I mean, I would have to guess that Josh Allen gets it. He's the betting favorite right now. And of course, he hasn't won one yet. So I think that definitely helps him to get his first one.
Maybe a little just exhaustion with Lamar winning it so many times.
I mean, Lamar's won two. Josh Allen hasn't gotten one yet.
Yeah.
Mahomes has a couple.
I think that's probably an accurate fact there. Is there's just going to be some exhaustion from Lamar winning it, that they'll kind of just give it to Allen. I use that in quotes because, like you said, I think you could give it to either one, and I'm not going to complain.
Or Joe Burrow. I mean, make a case for Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He's not going to win it, of course.
The problem with Joe Burrow is that his team was so bad that they won't do it.
I mean, doesn't that also help his case?
Yeah, which is not fair, but I'm sorry, it's just the fact.
His defense was that bad?
Yeah. It's just like they'll never give the Heisman to someone whose team was bad, right? Even though the guy, like maybe someone deserved it.
RG3?
Yeah.
Were they like 7-5 at Baylor?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious now, who's the worst team of a player that won the Heisman? Worst record?
Yeah. I guess before we go,
8-4.
Yeah, but before we go though, because of how I feel the game is going to go for the Broncos, that's a play for me. Bo Nix over rushing.
Well, if you like the Broncos, Bo Nix rushing yards.
Yeah, I like I said, if I'm the Broncos, you let him ball out and see what happens. So, and I don't. The only reason that doesn't hit, in my opinion, is because the Broncos try and get cute and try and get tight and like, ooh, we're going to keep this game close and we're going to sneak out a win. That's not the game plan you need to go with. It's not. It's that game plan is going to get you blown out, in my opinion. So
I do like that. Nick's rushing yards.
Yeah, let me see.
If he doesn't hit those rushing yards, they're getting blown out.
Oh, they're fucked, right? They're fucked. The best line I'm is Bet365 or ESPN Bet at 24.5. So it's at -110. That's a play for me. That's the one play I have in this game right now. I just think you gotta let him ball, gotta let him do his thing. So, is there anything else on this?
I like the Bills.
Yep, that's fine. Yep. I do think the Bills win, but I'm probably gonna sprinkle. I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to play the 8.5 or if I want to play that plus maybe a sprinkle on the money line to just be delinquent. I don't know. It's the playoffs. I'm up units overall in the season. There
you go.
You know what I mean?
We're supposed to get Ravens and Bills next week.
We are.
It's supposed to happen. If somebody fucks that up, NFL's gonna be very, very pissed.
They'll be so pissed. Which would make it funnier to me.
We don't get the Bills and Ravens next week.
They'll be so pissed.
That might be the best game of the entire playoffs.
Probably. Well, I think the other game could be the Super Bowl. If it happens, I think could be great. But
depending on the matchup, but
depending on who I think makes it in, but which I don't. It's not like some
Bills and Ravens. That's gonna be. Please let that happen. Please do not fuck that up. Obviously, the MVPs, they vote for that already, the end of the regular season, but settle it out on the field. Even though I think Josh Allen probably won it.
Yes.
I would have voted for Lamar, but good for Josh Allen if he does win it.
Yeah, good. I mean, good for him. So,
I'm a fan of all those quarterbacks.
I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this next game. being an Eagles fan. So we got the Packers going to the Eagles. As far as I
Jalen
know,
Hurts technically hasn't been cleared yet from his concussion.
I was just about to say,
He's
as far as
limited in practice.
yep, as far as we know, he's not been cleared. Now he is up.
He's supposed to be cleared. I mean, you got to imagine whether or not he's actually healed from his concussion. You have to imagine he's going to be on the field.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very certain, but it's not. He actually hasn't cleared concussion protocol just yet. So that's something to keep an eye on.
I'd bet the farm that guy rolls out as
I mean, you got to imagine he does play, but there's a non-zero chance that he actually does not clear the concussion protocol just yet.
Yeah. With that being
Obviously,
said,
if he doesn't, obviously that changes absolutely everything.
yes. With that being said, let's go under the assumption he obviously is playing. I mean, the game
Same
plan
thing with
is-
Jordan Love.
Yes.
Technically, he's questionable, but I got to imagine he's going to be out there.
It's the playoffs. They have to say
He's not 100%, but
Yeah.
you got to imagine he's out there.
Yeah. I mean, with that being said, the game plan for the Eagles has to be just feed the fuck out of Saquon.
Feed
right?
Saquon.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing as the Ravens. This is why you got Derrick Henry. This is why you got Saquon.
Yeah. Just feed him the ball. Keep Hurts, clean as possible. I think they probably run a lot of quick screens or slant type passes. I don't think they're going to want him sitting back there. I would imagine they tell him, don't you ever fucking take off and run. Just throw the fucking ball away. We don't care.
He took some cheap shots against Washington.
Yeah, it's and
games.
that's hard to tell a guy that, but it doesn't matter. They're going to tell it to him. We'll see what Hurts or not Hurts. Hurts does. I think he probably listens pretty well. So, because I just think that the game should be out of hand for the Eagles. They're at home. And what do the Eagles care if they win by 3 points? They don't. So, if they run
-1.5, but
yeah, if they run Barkley 25 times, I doubt they care. So,
this is why you got Saquon.
Yeah.
This game right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, getting 2,000 yards is incredibly impressive, but this game right here is why you got Saquon.
With that said, that is why
rushing attempts. I never thought about that, but
that is why I think under 9.5 rushing attempts is a play. He's not going to run. I would be blown. You know where I think he gets? I think he ends with
the problem is the kneel down.
Four, because in
pushes.
two of those are kneel downs probably. So
tush pushes.
Yeah, he gets maybe some tush pushes, two or three.
I think about like the yards, but in the attempts,
it's 2 or 3 tush pushes and 2 kneel downs. He gets 5. That's my guess.
I like the yards more than the attempts.
You like his yards?
I definitely agree with that mindset.
37.
I'm sure if you wait until Sunday, I think you can get a 40.5. But
yeah, that's a fair point. You're right there. I think more people are going to be like, "Oh, Jalen Hurts is going to run all over him."
I mean, it does make a lot of sense to go under there, but I think you get a better line Sunday. Or hell, even maybe 10.5.
If you're going to play yards, if you're going to play yards, you wait till Sunday to play it because the line.
I just might do that.
Yeah,
that line keeps going up,
which
I think it probably would.
I feel like you've talked me into yards instead. Because
40.5 or 41.5.
Yeah, I think by Sunday it gets ballooned up. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about some BS kind of stuff. That's probably
that's the thing with the attempts. With the tush pushes.
Yeah, you could get fucked. You could get fucked on the tush. One too many tush pushes.
Because I can see them just abusing that shit when they need to. It's fun to me as an Eagles fan to watch it when you know what's going to happen. They can't fucking stop it.
Yeah. So right now you wow. What the fuck is this book? Fanatics, which you're cooked on. It is at 40.5.
I'll just wait a couple more days.
Yeah.
Maybe wait till Sunday morning bet it.
You can take it on ESPN bet at 39.5, but we may be kicking ourselves come Sunday, but I don't think so. I think you're right. I think by Sunday we're looking at 40.5 across the board. Let me write that down. I had attempts, but now that we've talked it out, I just think that's probably the smarter play. What is his rush attempts everywhere else?
When he plays the Lions, he's going way over. I know that much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I run for 80 against the Lions if we get that far.
Rushing. I was trying to see. Oh, I didn't. You know what I don't have is this is terrible podcast. Is I meant to have props.cash up.
I've only got 2 bets so far this week. Very obscure players, not players you probably think to bet on for the playoffs.
Do you have props.cash up yet on your side?
Yeah.
Do you wanna go to Hurts's attempts and then share that?
If I can figure out how to do this real quick. Present. Share screen. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you get that 40.5 or 41.5.
Yeah, I mean, my God, look at that.
Changes a lot.
That is lovely. What's his rush attempts? Bait.
I would have seen a tush push filter. How many of these are tush pushes?
Was the 3 when he got hurt?
Oh, yeah, he got hurt that game.
Yeah. So that's kind of a outlier.
I mean, basically 50-50 with the attempts.
Yeah.
But then the rushing yards, if you can get that a little bit higher, especially if you count for kneel downs.
Yeah,
Yeah, he had 3 carries for 41 yards against the Commanders.
I think there's a filter for playoffs, right?
There is on the app. I don't think there is on the desktop version.
Yeah,
they don't have the playoff filter.
I thought they did.
Yeah, on the app they do.
They do have one on the app. That's strange.
There's a few features them they have on the app, some they don't have on the app. I guess that's one of them.
Well, last year,
talk to my props like cash team.
Last year in the playoffs,
I got my props like cash hat.
Yeah. So last year in the playoffs, he ran for 5 yards.
Oh, he was hurt last playoffs.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
I remember. I bet his under rushing yards. I hammered that against the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
He could not move at all by the time they got to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a fair stat to throw out, but that's just the only thing I can see on there. So, because otherwise, if you're looking at his yards,
he literally was limping to the playoffs last January.
Otherwise, he only got 33 against 33 yards against Green Bay in September. So
Saquon had like 170 something yards. Saquon might as well.
He had a fucking billion.
Oh, he had 109. Oh, he had 23 receiving.
Hurts.
I remember he had one long touchdown against the Green Bay. 3 touchdowns against Green Bay. I definitely like Saquon to score this week. I feel like he puts on a show.
Oh, yeah.
At the minus 160 or whatever he is.
So since we're on the Hurts thing here, if for instance it doesn't go our way on Sunday, what's the lowest line you're willing to take there?
I mean, I'm sure he does go under that 37.5, but if you can get an extra 3 or 4 yards, I think that'll definitely make a difference.
So would you take it if it goes to say 35, or is that still a take for you?
I mean, probably pass, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Just want that out for the listeners there. In case it
I'll
does.
just take Saquon at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Saquon probably does go for 100
But
plus.
if he goes down, Saquon's probably goes up. So, and he's already at
I mean,
101.
look at Saquon's line.
101, I think.
I mean, I still think he goes over that. It's a very, very high line. It's about the same as Henry's. Henry's like 99.5, but
Yeah, he's 101.5. Okay,
it
well,
probably goes over.
I'm gonna star that one because I got 2 live spots there with Dobbins receiving and then Hurts rushing. That's a great spot in my opinion. But we'll move on unless there's anything else you want to talk about on this game.
You got to pick a winner. I'm picking the Eagles. Assuming that Jalen Hurts does play.
Yeah, I got the Eagles as well. I forgot to write these down. Who did
Yeah,
I
like
have?
all favorites except for one dog.
I got Chargers, Ravens, Buffs. Yeah, Eagles. Okay. Actually, probably I think going to be the best game of the week. 1 or 2. It's 1A, 1B in my opinion. The Commanders and the Bucks. I think this is going to be a great game.
Should be.
Because I love Baker Mayfield, and I think Jaden Daniels is so good.
I was wrong about Jaden Daniels, that's for sure. I was very impressed by him this season. I was not incredibly high on him coming into the season, but exceeded my expectations, that's for sure. Good for Jaden Daniels. I'm rooting for him.
I was not wrong about Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's
No, there's
I mean, it's been 1 year. We can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm not gonna.
Based on a rookie season, I was wrong about Jaden Daniels. That's for sure. I was not expecting him to be this good this quick.
We can't hang our hats on it yet. But after 1 season, I was not wrong
it looks
about.
Like Jaden Daniels would be a better pro than
Yeah.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I did not. I thought Caleb.
A lot's going to change, but
yeah. We'll talk. We'll kind of briefly talk about the coaching carousel here at the end of the show, but. I don't think you have any plays yet for this game. What's your thoughts here?
Not yet. I'm waiting for Rachaad White.
Yeah.
I want Rachaad White yards. I actually do have. I think I have his receiving yards. I think it was 9.5. They don't have the rushing or the combined yards. I want the combined rushing and receiving yards
for Rachaad White.
For Rachaad White, yeah. I mean, the real play is probably that over receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
Over 9.5. That's you can do that in 1 catch.
True.
Past few weeks have been.
Why wouldn't you just play his receiving? Why wouldn't you just play his receiving? Because as we kind of talked about,
I want to see what the line comes out to.
Yeah.
Rushing and receiving, the rushing yards. That's the thing. They're not quite sure what to do with Rachaad White.
Well, he's a fumble. I mean, he like you said, to me.
I mean, ever since he fumbled, was that 2 weeks ago? I mean, last week he didn't play too much. It was all Bucky Irving.
Yep.
So there was a game in between that Cowboys game and the Saints game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull up Props.cash.
Yeah, pull that up.
I mean, yeah, he fumbled. He was basically benched that next game. Yeah, the Carolina game, he barely played. Yeah, so here was Dallas. He had that 50 yards receiving, then fumbled. Basically benched that Carolina game, and last week it was all Bucky Irving.
Yep.
Yeah, snaps going down.
Trending the wrong way.
I mean, I think he's trending the wrong way, but I feel like they're going to be trending up this week, especially in the receiving game. I think he'll have a very nice receiving game this week. 4 catches for 28 yards, something. Honestly, might ladder his receptions if his receptions come out like plus money.
How many? Oh, I guess he didn't really have many targets, but what was this?
I mean, he was benched this game and barely played last week because Bucky Irving took the lead.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I also do like Bucky Irving a lot. His line came out a little bit higher than I wanted. 87.5 from FanDuel, a little bit. I wanted like mid 70s, but that wasn't going to happen because Bucky Irving's snap rate's gone up. He had this high snap rate last week.
Yeah, I was going to say
19
Probably
carries last week.
unfortunately, we're dreaming on that one, hoping for a line to be lower.
Yeah, if I was like 10 yards lower, definitely that'd be a play. I still might play Bucky Irving at whatever his line would be.
And the
80
thing,
plus or something. I'm not
I
sure.
really love that receiving spot because of the previous matchup where he just went off against
Yeah.
Tampa Bay for 75 yards. So
How many receptions? 6 receptions.
it'd be interesting to see. I think what you got to do there is you got to play around with the ladder to see what's better. Like what's going to get you the highest yards. Like you're probably laddering back up to 75 or something, but like what is that odds versus say 6 receptions? Maybe 6 receptions.
I mean, yeah, just might ladder the receptions.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're not sure what to do with these Rachaad White props. They're a little bit hesitant this week because Bucky Irving's been playing so much last couple games.
The prop.
The thing, if you get like 1.5 at plus money, that's definitely would be a play for me.
For receptions? Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd play that.
I might ladder that.
That would be a straight.
I'm not sure what the line's going to come out, but that's the thing. They're not quite sure what to do with Rachaad White.
Yeah.
Because normally that would be 3.5 receptions. I feel like he's normally at 3.5 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that line history. Sometimes 2.5. I guess just at 2.5 or plus money at 3.5. But
if he's plus money at 1.5, I'll play him.
No,
there.
absolutely. If he's plus money at 1.5, that's a play.
Yeah, but they also props is estimating that his receiving yards at 9.5, which is if it's 9.5, holy shit, I'm playing that too.
Yeah, they do have him at 9.5.
Yeah.
9.5.
So
you can see normally it's like mid-20s, low 20s. To get him at 9.5, he can do that in one play.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's why when it comes to the ladder, I think I'd rather do his yards.
I mean, I just might see what Bet365 might have the ladder odds.
Yeah, I was gonna go to.
I mean, I'm a huge Bucky Irving fan, but I'm also a huge Rachaad White fan. Rachaad's excellent in the receiving game.
I'm a huge winning the bet fan.
Well, that too, and I feel like let's see. Yeah, they do have ladder odds for Rachaad.
Do they?
I'm not sure if I'd play it. I mean, how high would he go with that receiving yards per ladder?
I'd go 50 at least.
Well, 50 is plus 1,600. 50 receiving yards.
I mean,
based on 3 games.
Based on what you're showing me. And he got.
I think he goes like 4 for 28 or something receiving.
4 for 28. Maybe 40. Maybe 40 is the highest because he's got a couple spots there where he was really close to 40. 35, 38, 39. So
they don't have receptions just yet.
That's what I'm saying. When the receptions lines drop, I think you kind of have to weigh it out to see what you want to do. Obviously receptions is a lot easier to ladder, right? Because with yards, there's 10-yard increments, and that could add up to a lot of bets. Where receptions, the max you're going to have is, I don't know, if let's just say the line comes out at 1.5, you're going to have 5.
This is a play that I'm liking just now. Jaden Daniels rushing attempts. 8.5.
That seems.
Man, if that was 7.5, that absolutely would be a play.
Holy shit, they'd never. Actually, do the line history. Has he ever been at 7.5?
Couple games.
Yeah.
3 games.
Games he went under, actually. Oh, well, no, I guess there's the ones. There we got, looks like 9. Is that 8, 9, 11, and 9? Yeah. That's not a bad play, too. You'd write down Bucky, or not Bucky, Rachaad.
I mean, I like both those Bucks running backs. Bucky rushing, Rachaad receiving. Especially if Marshawn Lattimore plays. He loves to get in Mike Evans' head. Oh, and K. Dot might play. I want to bet K. Dot in receiving yards if he does play.
He does.
He likely will play.
Yep.
Nobody has his props yet, so we all bet on McMillan and we all bet on Mike Evans. And we find out Sunday morning, K. Dot's playing. Well, for the past week, everyone's been betting Jalen McMillan.
Yep.
He's up to 52.5 receiving yards, McMillan.
Wow.
Which I like him a lot, but I feel like K. Dot plays and kills his yards.
Yeah, I don't know what to do there.
He's up to 52.5, McMillan. I mean, he's been great the past several games without K. Dot, but let me do something. If I can find K. Dot in here. Where's K. Dot? This is one thing I wish was a little bit easier on PropStatCast. Here it is.
Just like a search
Without
bar.
K. Dot.
Yeah, to like a search would be nice there. Yeah.
Obviously, without K. Dot, he's been doing very well last 3 games. Even with K. Dot in these 2 games, he's made a step the past month, but I feel like he kind of regresses quite a bit if K. Dot plays, which I expect him to.
That's not a bad play. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. So,
that's the thing. They're not sure what to do with some of these props.
Yeah.
With the injuries this week.
We'll move to the last.
Well, I mean, they're really just being cautious with these lines. So then on Monday morning, they give you McMillan at, I think he was like 42.5 or something receiving yards. It wasn't 42.5 for very long, but
no.
He got up to 42.5 to 46.5.
Yeah.
Not as high as 52.5, but
you gotta be on it to catch it there.
I mean, I saw it, but I think at the time I was figuring, K. Dot's going to play and kill this.
Right.
Man, if you can get a discount in K. Dot line, that honestly could be my favorite play of the week. You just might get a nice discount on him.
Yep. We'll
Something
see when the lines finally drop. They'll probably drop Friday or something. Maybe.
So I actually like a lot in this Bucks Commanders game.
What? And that's fair because, as I said, I think this is 1A or 1B, and
I think this could be the best game of the week.
Yeah. So
I think there's a lot to like with props.
I guess I forgot to ask, who do you got winning that game?
Bucks.
I do as well. Can't take a rookie QB.
I trust Baker Mayfield more than almost any other quarterback in the league.
I do
I mean,
too.
there's like 5 or 6 guys that I trust more than him, but
right.
other than those 5 guys.
That's why, and Baker's such a baller. That's why he's in our intro video. That guy he will do whatever it takes to fucking win the game. So
And I think Bucky Irving's already not standing running back. I think they can just ride Bucky Irving the whole way.
Yeah.
I mean, not quite the whole way because it's going to be probably a shootout, but
surely
get enough from Bucky Irving, get enough from Rachaad White in the receiving game. I like the Bucks defense. I think they can do just enough to beat the Commanders.
I
think they put on a show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Give me Baker Mayfield.
Not to change the topic, but to the draft, but I think that's something they got to address in the draft is I think they need to get a receiver. They just don't have. I mean, they got Evans.
Commanders?
Right? No,
the Bucks.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's got to be their number one.
Well, if you had Chris Godwin here, they'd be maybe Super Bowl contenders, to be honest.
Man, I forgot he got hurt really early.
Yeah, if they had Chris Godwin, this could be a sleeper Super Bowl team. I still could be, but
I really forgot about him getting hurt like week 3 or something or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was a killer one. Broke his leg against the Ravens.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. That's true. I don't know. But Evans is getting older, so I feel like you got to start.
Evans is 31 now, 31.
You got to start thinking about replacing him.
No, McMillan's been great the past month.
Yeah.
I mean, still, besides, definitely can get another receiver in the draft.
Yeah. All right. Last game here. Vikings and the Rams. I think this is going to be a great game too. What's your thoughts here?
This is the one underdog I like. I like the Rams.
God damn it, we are nailing it right now. I love the Rams in this.
So the Rams, if they would have won last week, they'd be the 3 seed.
Yes. I think
So
the
I'm
Rams.
almost certain that they lost on purpose. They want to play the Vikings.
Yes, I
They-
think the Rams are sneaky fucking good, and people are.
No,
so
I think the
leaning
Rams might
on
be
them.
better than the Vikings. I mean, just straight up.
I think they're way better than the Vikings.
I don't know about way better. I think they're pretty
I'm
similar
sorry.
teams, but no, I'm almost certain they lost on purpose so they would play the Vikings.
Yes, yes. Matt
They want to play the
Stafford-
Vikings. This is the matchup they want.
Yes,
And they think they can beat the Lions. Whether or not they do or not, maybe we'll see next week. But this is the path they wanted to take to try to get to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
To
I
beat
mean-
the Vikings, beat the Lions.
yeah. Matt Stafford he's a machine, and as much as I shit on that guy early on when he was with the Lions, I'll eat crow. That guy's shoved it right down my fucking throat, and he's just balled the fuck out continuously. And I tell you what, that guy is an absolute. And I thought this when he was with the Lions. That dude is a fucking warrior, and he just takes hit after hit, makes great goddamn throws. He's 5 times the quarterback Darnold is, or more. So, I mean,
I like Sam Darnold.
I
could get ahead of myself and say that.
think Darnold's a poor man's Goff. That's what I think. I'm not saying Darnold's bad. I just think he's very average. And
I would say he's definitely above average.
okay, well, I mean, how far above average do you think that he is?
I mean, he's top
A
20
lot.
for sure, maybe borderline top 15.
Okay.
Obviously,
don't
I'll
know.
take Stafford. I think Stafford's better.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, Stafford's
I mean,
like
if you
36
if
now.
you were going to
but
tell me you weren't going
Stafford's
to
getting up
take,
there in age, but
if you weren't,
I mean,
gonna
for
take,
one postseason run, I'd rather have Stafford than Sam Darnold.
if I was going to say if you weren't going to take him, then I don't know the hell we were going to have.
I mean, if I was starting a franchise today, I might take Darnold over Stafford because of age, but for a
Well,
postseason run, yeah,
but
I'll
here's
take
the
Stafford
thing.
over Darnold.
Here's the thing. In this, you bring up age. Flores is known for his exotic defenses, and he has feasted on younger quarterbacks. You're not going to do that against Stafford. You're just not. He's seen so much. He's very calm in the pocket under pressure. Why? Because his entire career with the fucking Lions was being under pressure. It just does not faze him anymore. Maybe it did early on. I don't remember him early on, but I only remember him, towards the back end of his career with the Lions, and obviously now with the Rams, which is it's whatever. He's just a calm guy, and just
Just a chill guy.
he's just a chill guy. Yeah, chill guy. So Flores will do what he's gonna do, and he's gonna do his exotic stuff against him, but I just don't think it's gonna work against Stafford. You got 2 pretty good receivers on the Rams to do stuff. So, and I don't know. I just think this is gonna be a great game. And I don't know. It's the other thing I've said I don't know a lot because I really don't. But it's just what Darnold shows up. Is it the Darnold we just saw last week who couldn't hit a wide open JJ for a touchdown? Like, come on, man. What's
I'm honestly
happening?
not sure if it's gonna be a good game or not.
Yeah,
Because I really, really like the Rams.
yeah. They're my only underdog. I really, really love.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
thought about just playing their money line all week. Rams money line.
what are they up to here.
I mean, that line's shifted a little bit.
100
They
on.
were like plus 125 or something, plus
Yeah.
120.
I
Yeah,
don't.
they're even up. FanDuel.
I just don't have any props right now, but I just think it's going to be a great game, and if you're,
I'm not sure it was going to be a good game, to be honest.
yeah,
I obviously hope all these games are good, but I really, really like the Rams.
best odds.
So you agree with me that they lost on purpose last week, so they
Oh,
could play the
100%.
Vikings?
100%, without a doubt in my
They
mind,
knew
they
it,
lost.
absolutely what they were doing.
You can't convince me otherwise that they didn't lose on purpose. I'm sorry. There was when I was looking at the scenarios, I literally said to myself, they're going to lose on purpose. Like they want to play the
They
Vikings.
honestly could have won that game even with Garoppolo last week,
Yeah, but they don't want to.
but they weren't trying to win.
they did what the Giants can't, which is lose a fucking game on purpose. So
Lose the game on purpose
my
with the
God.
Patriots.
Yeah. Oh my God. So poverty franchise with the Giants, and then I don't know what.
McVay knows how to lose a game on purpose if it needs to.
Yeah. So, I mean, if
that
you're
says a
gonna-
lot to me that they want to play the Vikings.
yeah,
They want
it's
to go
their
to
best.
just
It's
play the Rams
because
again.
they're
play the
far
Lions
better.
again.
They're far better matched up to play them. Far better matched
I
up.
definitely agree with that.
And then you get the next week to go play the Lions. Do that. That's what you want to do. So
That's going to be something. The Rams at Lions. I mean, if the NFL theoretically was scripted, that's our Sunday night football game next week. Rams at Lions.
Matt Stafford comes back to Detroit. Super Bowl on the line. There's your fucking headline. It's already wrote.
Stafford 0-2 in Detroit as a Ram.
Yeah, it's saved.
Overtime loss in week 1, playoff loss last season.
Yeah, it's saved in someone's folder, already written.
They are ready for that.
So
Rams Lions next week.
yeah, are you going to play the Rams money line as a play, or are you just?
I mean, I've thought about it all week.
Yeah, I have
absolutely love
to.
Rams money line.
I'm actually kicking
Honestly,
myself.
I haven't played it yet, but I swear it's my most common play of the entire week. Rams money line.
100%. I'm actually mad I didn't play it after it's dropped. So
I mean, it was plus 2.5 earlier in the week. Obviously, plus 3 never happened, but
no,
it's gone the other way.
I kind of thought
I don't think it matters. I don't think you need the points. I think Rams win.
Yeah, the only part I'm irritated about was
pretty
that
confident in that.
Yeah, I don't
Not
know
quite
why.
as confident as the Ravens over the Steelers, but
I think they just rolled them. Jesus, I think it's a bloodbath. But yeah, I thought the line might move to 3.5, and I was gonna just hammer the fuck out of
definitely
it.
not.
I mean, that was, I guess, dumb thinking by me on that one. I want to see what the betting breakdown of this is, just because we do like to do this. Whoops.
I mean, it was the Vikings at first.
So the bet for money line's 50-50, essentially. A little more on the Vikings, but actually everyone is essentially all on the under, or is that the under? Oh, the spread. I'm looking at the wrong thing. The spread, everyone's taking the Rams, but everyone's also taking the over. But I don't, I think the money line's a play, in my opinion. It's
14-3 against 10-7.
There's 6 promotions available. Interesting. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play it because I just want to. I feel like not playing it is just me.
I mean, I'll see how Sunday goes. If Sunday's a great day, I'm just gonna play a couple units on Rams money line.
Yeah,
because I do have the Rams in a teaser.
Maybe that's a
So that teaser's still alive. I'll play another unit on. I mean, now's the time to tease them when they're still plus 1.5.
If I'm gonna tease anyone, it's gonna be the Rams and the Bucks.
Well, that's what I did. I did Rams and Bucks.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got 2 teasers this week. I did Ravens, Bills, and then Bucks and Rams.
What did you tease the Rams to?
Plus 8.5.
Okay.
Bucks at plus 3, which if you're a professional, you never cross 0. I don't give a shit, but
Oh, God. And people that say that just fucking irritate.
never cross 0 in a teaser. I don't give a shit if it wins.
Yeah, dude, I don't. Minus EV.
If you won, if it loses, I don't think it's going to lose. But
Minus
the
EV.
Bucks-
Lucas.
Rams at plus 8.5.
Yeah, minus EV. Fuck off. You know
I don't
what's
give a
not
shit if it
minus?
wins.
No, it's not
I had
minus EV. Winning.
I had the Bills and Ravens. I think they were both minus 1.5
Yeah.
when I teased it. I got them both under a field goal.
Maybe.
I might do a third teaser or a fourth teaser.
Yeah, it's not great odds if
Good
you do it right
combination.
now. If you did the
I mean, now's the time to tease the Rams when they're still plus 1.5.
yeah.
I might
So if you
flip.
did Rams 7.5 and Tampa Bay plus 3.5, it's minus 138, which isn't great.
I mean, if you do it on DraftKings,
Oh, you'd have to do that. Yeah. Oh,
And then you get better odds to get minus 120.
Yeah. I forget that their thing is
The
instantly.
best teaser odds
Yeah. That's
for
interesting. That
NFL.
Pickett doesn't show that way.
Yeah, because you got to do it your own way here.
Yeah. Because then if you
Instead
open
of doing
this,
the alt spread, you got to go to teasers.
see, now you'd have to do a 2-point. Well, this is probably fine for me. If you do a 6-point teaser, which gets Tampa Bay at +3, which is a push, and the Rams at 7.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, I thought you.
I got +8.5, but still plus
Yeah,
7.5.
yeah, same thing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna play that.
Bills under field goal.
I'm probably gonna play that.
I might do a third teaser though, just because I like all these spots.
If I'm gonna tease, if I'm teasing another team, can't do the Eagles because there's just too much unknown with Hurts. If for some reason he doesn't pass, he'd be fucked. If he doesn't play, I mean,
Whether or not he's healthy, actually healthy from his concussion, I imagine he's going to be out there.
yeah.
But
tease.
there's a chance.
The only other team I'd tease is the Ravens. I know they're massive favorites, and you're not supposed to tease big favorites, but
I don't give a shit if it wins.
Yeah, I just think they blow the fuck out of the Steelers.
These props are going up. I may bet some unders right before kickoff. Like a lot of these passing yards have gone up quite a bit.
What happened here? Why is this?
So there's a few players I'm still waiting on, but some of these unders, I think I might be on a few unders this week.
Yeah, my two biggest under, or my biggest
Oh
under.
yeah, Russell Wilson, that's gone up 207.5.
First pass.
That under. Yeah, Russell Wilson, that under. Yeah, so keep betting these lines up. I'm going to bet a few unders this week. Keep betting these lines up, please. Yeah, Sam Darnold's at 270.5 now. That's gone up quite a bit. Even Stafford's gone up. I mean, just about every player at this point has gone up, and it's going to keep going up. People aren't going to be betting unders.
No one likes them, but who cares? They cash all the time. It's always he sold, not went under.
I do think that's funny as hell. If you bet an over, the player sold.
Yeah.
If you bet an under and lose, what a shitty read this was.
Terrible read. Terrible.
What a terrible read. What if you lose an over? This guy sold.
Yeah. He fucking right read. He just sold. Player sold.
He was 5 yards short. He's fucking sold. Needed 2 more points and he sold. Actually, it's fucking hilarious to me whenever I see something like that. If you lose an under, just an awful read. What are you looking at?
You know what? Speaking of unders and awful reads, was yesterday I bet a dude's on NBA. I think it was, who the fuck was his last name? He plays for the Jazz. I'm blanking on his name now. Damn it. Anyways, I played his under 3.5 threes, and the dude knocked down like 9. So
bad read.
Yeah, bad read. I'll agree.
I'll triples his line. Then
I will admit that was a bad read. But all right. I'm locking in the teaser. I was trying to figure out how much I wanted to bet. I'm not gonna get stupid. I'll just bet it to win 1 unit. So
gotta figure out how much I bet on Ohio State.
I told you I bet Ohio State money line, and
I want to bet them to win the championship.
And then I bet
I already got my championship play.
Yeah, and then I bet them for the Notre Dame game under 50 and a half. That was plus 119 on ESPN Bet, and I put it for 3 units. So, and then like I said, I'm sprinkling them up to. I'll play one more play on that, and it'll be 13 and a half. So Ohio State, but I think that wraps us up for wild card weekend here. We got some good spots, I think. Obviously just to run over what I have right now. I've locked in Bo Nix over rush, over 24.5 rushing yards. I played that on ESPN. I'm going to try and live bet Dobbins from the Chargers over his receiving yards. He's currently at 10.5. I'm going to look for 5.5. The game plan there is hopefully he doesn't catch a ball in the first quarter, and then I'm going to jump in. If I don't, that one's fine. Both you and I like Hurts under rushing yards. It's currently at 37.5. We're going to try and bet him on Sunday, and the hope is that he is bumped up to around 41.5 to play an under there. And the other play that we both really like is Rachaad White's receiving yards or receptions. I like receiving most. It seems like you like receptions more. But if his reception line comes out at 1.5 and it's plus money, that's a play for me, and I'll play that and receiving. So obviously then the 2-team teaser I got in, but is there what were some of the other ones I missed? I know that you played.
I didn't even mention some of the. I played 2 props. I didn't even mention those. Tyler Higbee on Monday night over 22.5 receiving yards.
Yep.
Mike Williams over 9.5 receiving yards on Saturday night against the Ravens. So
What is Higbee up to?
I think 23.5 on FanDuel.
Yeah. Still playable. So
It's a great buy low spot on Tyler Higbee
yeah.
rather than betting the coup at 89.5 or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is very well could go over, but
right.
I like that value with Higbee there.
Try and get some other
We can talk
guys
about that
involved.
pick.
Yeah. I like the idea of trying to get some other guys involved there. So, yeah, so that's kind of what we got. I think it's going to be a great weekend of some football. Obviously, we both really like the Rams here. So that's why I just put them in the teaser rather than – I mean, I like a money line a lot, but
If it's a great Saturday and Sunday, yeah, I'm just going to bet Rams money line.
yeah. Yes.
Which maybe if it's a bad set Saturday and Sunday, I'd bet Rams money line, get it all back.
Yeah, get it all back. Get it back.
Get it all back on Rams money line.
Yeah. That's a good point. So there's some spots there. So we'll see. Yeah, like you said, if it's a great Sunday, fuck it. We'll put it on the Rams. So but I think we've kind of covered everything we wanted to cover. I don't have anything else personally. Do you?
We're running out of football.
We're running out of
Very
football.
many more football games.
Oh, at the end here, I meant to ask you because I did say we both said we like the Ravens.
Okay.
Who was your other team?
My preseason pick was Ravens and Lions. So I stick with that. I like the Ravens at the AFC, but I'm an Eagles fan. The Eagles have been a little bit better than I expected, probably. Do I still like the Lions?
We're kind of ridiculously dialed on the same thing here.
It's not impossible the Rams beat the Lions next week.
No.
This would be a fun game. Eagles match up as well as anybody else. I mean, my preseason pick was Rams and Lions. I guess or Ravens and Lions. I think I had the Ravens beating the Lions. I'm not sure who I'd win in it, but that was my pick.
If it is
So
Ravens,
maybe I'll stick with my preseason pick, Ravens Lions.
If it is Ravens and Lions, who do you said you like the Ravens there?
I think so.
I do too.
I think I would like the Ravens.
I do too. The Lions are just too beat up, man. They are just
Yeah, Ravens and Lions are like the Ravens. The thing is, I just like Dan Campbell so much.
Did you see that Montgomery is going to be available to play?
Seems like it.
Yeah. I'm going to say it now. After this after the playoffs or whenever the Lions lose. The tweet will come out within a week. David Montgomery to undergo off-season surgery for a tear.
Yeah, doesn't he still need surgery though? He's just
No
waiting
one
to get surgery
said.
till after
No,
the season.
It's inconclusive. One doctor said he has.
I thought that's what was happening. He was
The other-
just waiting until after the playoffs to get surgery.
The other doctor said he's fine. It's a sprain.
Oh, okay.
So that's why.
If we believe that, I don't know if I believe that, but
I don't believe that for a fucking instant. I think he's probably got a minor tear is why he's playing. It's a minor tear. So he's got to get surgery anyway. So I think at this point they're probably just like, fuck it.
this is our best chance for a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Fuck it.
Yep. Also, don't
Actually, last year was probably our best chance to win the Super Bowl, to be honest, but we were right there in San Francisco. But that's why I like Dan Campbell.
Yeah. Great
It's
coach,
awesome.
man. Really great coach. I don't know. It's might be. You could argue either way. This year or last year was their best chance. I hope they win it. So
They absolutely beat the Chiefs if they play in the Super Bowl last year. I'm absolutely confident in that.
I do.
All
Yeah,
over Lions money line against the Chiefs. I have no doubt they beat the Chiefs.
I agree there. I think they probably would have won that game too.
And they would have been plus 3.5 underdogs.
You think so?
And you can keep against the Chiefs last year. Yeah, I think so. If I remember correctly, I think they were like plus 3.5 on the look ahead.
I don't even remember what their
Maybe it wasn't plus 3.5, maybe plus 2.5. I think they were definitely the underdogs though.
what was their line? What was the line last year between the Niners and the Chiefs? Niners were favored, right?
6.5 or -7.
Is it that big? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. You know who knows?
The Lions absolutely beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year. They play. Would have been a biggest bet of the season. Lions money line. You can keep the points. So fucking close.
Yeah. The line per ESPN was 1.5. San Francisco. Under was 46.5. So it ended up 25-22.
Is that it?
Yep.
That was way higher scoring than that.
I thought so too, but I don't know why I misremember that.
25-22. I thought it was in the 30s.
I don't know why I thought it was way higher than that. But so see, I'm looking at this. Let me share this.
No, 34-31.
No, right here. Am I looking at the wrong Super
NFC
Bowl?
Championship 34-31. Oh, what are you looking at?
Right here.
I was looking at NFC Championship.
Oh, you were talking about the Lions. You were talking about the Lions and the
Lions and 49ers.
Oh, yeah. I was because I asked you what the line for the 49ers Chiefs was. And you
Oh,
said
for the
6.5.
49ers Chiefs.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about 49ers and Lions.
Oh, yeah, that was a bigger spread. Yeah. That's true. Okay. So
Yeah, I think the 49ers were -1.5, weren't they?
for what? This game here?
For the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah, they were
49ers
1.5.
-1.5.
Yeah, it was
against the
1.5. Yep. Right here, 1.5. So we were talking about the
It was
same
minus
thing.
7.5 in the championship.
Yeah. Anyways, well, I'm glad we got to do a show. I know, apologies to everyone, all the viewers, and everything that likes this show. Just got caught up with Christmas and bad schedules and things. So glad we got to be back. We will be back next week. We're just running out of football. So, but we'll be back to talk as much as we can. Probably next week, we'll maybe try, since there will be less games, we'll probably try and maybe sprinkle in some off-season talk, like best case scenario for some hiring, assuming those positions hadn't been hired, or if they have, we'll talk about probably what we think about them. You know, there's obviously open positions between the Bears, Jaguars, Patriots. You know, there's talk that the 49ers will hire Saleh from the Jets as their defensive coordinator if he doesn't take a head coaching job, which, in my opinion, that would be quite the hire for them. We'll see, but we're gonna sprinkle in some offseason talk just to try and, you know, keep the show a little longer and fill the void and stuff. And hopefully everyone enjoyed the show tonight. Lucas, it was great talking to you.
Great being on here with you again.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.